Good morning. Happy Monday, beginning of a new week. Last full week of November, going into December, and this is a really fun time in our businesses because this is the time when your business honestly should be on fire. Is around the holidays. It should be all year, honestly, just like sponsoring. And that is one of the reasons why, good morning, Whitney, I really wanted to put a focus on it this month. And this is the deal. At the end of the day, there are still very minimal people who are watching the trainings that I'm doing. And you're not going to see any kind of result just by saying you're watching a replay of this video or if any of these videos. I've done one every week. You're going to see a change when you actually start working and implementing the things I'm saying. So if there's one thing that I can say for this team or anybody that hears a training I do, you see a training I do, this is the deal. If you sit back, just like many of you have this month, and you've not even watched week 1 when I'm taking the time to do this, I'm just throwing this out there. Like, I'm taking the time that I really physically don't have to train you guys on how to recruit. If you're not going to commit, comment, interact, do all the things, and at the end of the day, recruit people, you're not going to grow your business. And so I just want to say that because what happens anytime I do any kind of series or training, etc., there's always a lot of people that are watching right in the beginning, and then people just drop off like flies the last few videos. So I really want to encourage you to work your business and to quit saying that you don't have the tools or you don't have the sponsor, when the reality is that Chloe is literally giving you guys everything that you need to be successful. So if you're experiencing a slow November because you haven't looked at one of the gift bundles I've posted, or ways to book parties every Wednesday, like I focus on party bookings, you know what I mean? Like, if you're struggling in these areas, you really need to start working. So I really want you guys to understand that there's no point in watching all the trainings and just sitting back and saying, okay, I've had 3 join conversations in November, when Chloe's been focused on sponsoring all November long. So I really want to talk about, on this training, ending it with sponsoring is really sealing the deal and committing to living the Cincy life and being the brand and being bought in. So at this point, if you have been doing our sponsoring challenge for the month, you've been going for no's this month, meaning you've been literally sharing the join opportunity and how it can bless your best customers. We've talked about how to identify these customers. We've talked about how to build relationships with these customers. We talked about in the other videos how to find these customers. And I've really drilled into y'all's heads as well to understand that if you're struggling with your pool of customers, it's because you do not have enough, and you need to expand your network, and you need to book home parties, different kinds of parties, get-togethers, sip and sniffs, fundraisers, etc., because you have to build your communication and your network in order to actually have communication with people about the joint opportunity. So now at this point, if you have done your dream team list, you're going for no's, you're writing this down, who you're reaching out to, what you're saying to them. I talked about last week and the week before on how to keep up with your dream team list. We have a printout for that. So now it's time for you guys to understand how to seal the deal. And there's many different ways that you can do this. However, when you are having join conversations with people and they say no, I want you to understand, and I know I stress this a lot, but I want you to really hear me on this. No is okay. No is not a reflection of you. It doesn't mean you suck, but it also doesn't mean you need to quit asking. When you hear a no, you need to absolutely know that is normal. And that may mean a no for right now, but not a no in a couple months from now, or when they see the next incentive trip and where it's going to be, or when they see you at reunion, or when they see you at World Tour. So it's very important for you to understand that the life that you're living and how you're incorporating your business, your customers and potential recruits are going to see that every day. And they're looking at the consistency of how you do work. So say you're trying to seal the deal and they say no for right now, making them feel comfortable in their no, and you just moving forward and continuing to have all the sponsoring conversations and building a bunch of relationships, front loading your calendar for December so you can have parties on the books, etc. So Two things, though, that I do whenever I'm sealing the deal with getting someone to join. Number one, see if they are an earn a kit option. Meaning, see if they're not local to me, what I'll do is I'll send them a party and I'll let them act like a consultant. So I'll have them try out being a consultant. That's pretty much what I tell them. And I give them like a mini bag party. And I may do even felt samples of the scents instead of wax. I do body care, laundry care, a scent circle, a scent of the month bar, or scent of the month samples. Pretty much everything very simplified so they can simply share the business. And when they join and when we do their earn a kit, they get to keep that bag. So that's the first option. The second option, there's actually three. The second option is they may just want to buy the $99 kit. And so when that happens and when they buy the $99 kit, it goes right into making sure they understand, okay, we're going to launch your business the right way. Let's talk about a launch party, not an online party link. Like, this is the thing too. You want to set your new consultants up for success. So by allowing them, when people do join, to just throw a party link on their Facebook page and be done with it, they're not going to see success in it. So it's important for you to follow through as the sponsor and know that when you get these people to sign up, that you don't just tag them on the team page. You don't just do a post on your team page and say, give them your biggest tips. What biggest tips are you giving them? How are you training them? What kind of launch are they doing for their business? That's very important as well, because at the end of the day, you guys don't just want people to join. You want people to join that are successful. And it starts with you and the expectation you start right from the beginning. And so I do the $99 kit, the earn a kit, or the third option is throwing them a home party. And if they join, I will gift that party to them. So three very, very simple options. They just go on my website, they can get the big kit, and this is where communication is key. When you are following up with your potential recruits, I talked about this last week, get on the phone with them. You need to get on the phone with these people. You need to tell them, hear a little bit about their life. One thing I always find out when somebody joins, whether it's sporadic or whenever somebody is interested in the joint opportunity, I like to hear about their life. How many kids do you have? Are you married? Where do you live? Where do you work? What do you do for fun? How long have you used Scentsy, if you've used it at all? Some of these people have never used Scentsy before. So if there's somebody that wants to join your team, but they've never used Scentsy before, that's why it's so important to get a grab bag in their hands with a ton of different samples so they can experience what it is. So whenever I am sealing the deal, have them on the phone and picking out their kit options, etc., I'm very intentional about what Scentsy can also do for them. I'm going to be really honest. It bothers me so bad when I see other direct sales companies saying, hey, help me earn a trip. Join my team so you can help me earn a trip. Join my team so you can help me reach my goal. It is not about you when it comes to new recruits. Not even a little bit. It has everything to do with how Scentsy can bless those people. So when you are following up with them, it may be your final time that you followed up with them, or maybe you have really not focused on sponsoring at all this month. I'm trying to figure out how to get the sun out of my eyes, but it's not working. And you just hit a dead end. I want to encourage you. Bonnie said, start a relationship. Good morning, guys. Start a relationship with them. That's the first thing. And I talked about that pretty much every single week that I've been doing this little mini series on really how to sponsor, because this is the deal. In order to sponsor, you, number one, have to set a goal for yourself. You have to say, I'm going to sponsor 2 people a month. Because if you are just going to continue doing what a lot of you guys are doing, which is you're not setting any goals for yourself, you don't comment on my Monday goal post when I ask you to comment your goals, even though you see it every Monday, you're skipping it. You're not working your business like a business. And let me tell you, you can turn that around. You can change the direction, the financial direction of where you want this business to take you. But it starts with you just saying, okay, I'm going to make a goal and I'm going to sponsor 2 people a month. All right, how am I going to get there? All right, let's write down on a list of paper, or on a list on this sheet of paper, how many people have bought from me 2 or more times. Let me write down everybody I know that were past hosts that would rock out of the business. Let me write down any acquaintances I know that, so I can start building relationships with these people. So whenever I get samples in their hand and then eventually get a bag party in their hand, I can mention the Earn a Kit. It's all about you being very intentional every single day in your business. When I'm looking at my PRV and my recruiting every month, it starts over at 0, just like you guys. So I started at 0 in November. I have an 8-week-old baby. I physically am running on E, and I have sponsored 2 people this month and almost have $3,000 in PRV. That is because, and that's not the greatest. There's other people out there that have sponsored a zillion people. I don't care about them. I'm here to tell you guys what happens when you set a goal. I set a goal this month of sponsoring 2 to 3 people and having 3,000 PRV this month. And that is why I'm almost there. I'm not setting small goals for myself because I'm overwhelmed or stressed out. If that were the case, I wouldn't have sponsored anybody this year and I would have 500 PRV a month. Because realistically too, with me being in my house, I'm not just meeting people. So those of you too that are like, well, I don't leave my house, or well, I'm working 12-hour shifts. Guys, I have physically made the time and made it happen. So you've got to quit saying that you don't know enough people. You don't know enough people because you're not meeting enough people. You don't know enough people because you're not going out of your comfort zone to meet these people and to network your business and to grow your business so you can have potential recruits. I want you guys really to understand that the most important thing out of this like 4-week little mini training that I did is that you have to keep track of who you're sending stuff out to, who you're having conversations with. You have to constantly be rebuilding your dream team list. You constantly, every single week, I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you all this, but you're not doing it. You should be adding to your dream team list every single week. And a dream team, and I talked about this in week 1 and 2, isn't necessarily somebody that you're like, okay, today I'm reaching out to them about the joint opportunity. It may be somebody like how I was a nurse, working all the shifts, very busy, but good at multitasking. Somebody should have looked at me and written my name down, one of the many people I bought Scentsy from, and been like, Chloe would be great to do Scentsy because she's a nurse, she's involved in her church. Let me write her name down and start building a relationship with her. Does that make sense? So that is what this series was all about, is really understanding how to goal set, how to write down and keep track of who you're reaching out to. The point of having high PRV means that you are in fact meeting new customers. You're expanding your customer base. You're working your business so you can talk about Scentsy. And when you have the opportunity to talk about Scentsy, whether it's a sample, whether it's them to buy or to host, you definitely have a window to offer them the joint opportunity because you already are in front of them, meeting them, texting them, dropping off an order, dropping off a party. Do you get what I'm saying? So I want you guys to understand that it starts with the PRV. That's probably the biggest thing I want you to understand besides goal setting and writing down your dream team list is it starts with the PRV. The higher your PRV is, the more conversations you're having. The more conversations you have, the closer you are to a yes. And I feel like this is so repetitive and it's 2019. And I honestly hate the go for no thing because it's been a thing with Scentsy for like 500 years. But it's pretty accurate. It's like, don't just go for the no, but expect the no's. You need to expect that you are going to have people tell you they don't want to join your business. And guess what? It's okay for you to think that 100% of the people you ask to join Scentsy are going to join 100% of the time. You're setting unrealistic expectations on your business. And you also are not used to hearing no. If you're going back and you're just like, screw it, after you hear 2-3 people say no in Scentsy, that they don't want to buy it or a sample or to join or whatever. Guys, this is very normal. And so that's the third thing I want to leave you with, is that no is normal. And you need to realize that they are human beings just like you and I, and it's not our job. Even when people join, if they don't do a damn thing, I have plenty of people join and do nothing. $0. They do nothing. But instead of me getting upset or feeling like it's a failure on my end, you need to understand that we cannot make people work and we can't make people see the blessing in Scentsy and how it can help them. Okay? Your job is to lead the way, to work a legit business, to post on social media, respect it, like be respectful when you post on social media, especially if you have customers following your journey. They see that, and continue to have conversations. I think that's the biggest thing I want to leave you with. If you're not having conversations, and I'm not going to sit here and be like, you should have 5 a week, 10 a week. You should have as many as you can a week. If you're not having conversations, you're not going to even have anyone interested. If you're not having conversations and you're not opening your mouth to open your business, you're not going to have anybody that's going to want to even hear about it, earn a kid. They won't even know about it. And then what'll happen is they'll join under somebody else like me who did tell them about the Earn a Kit and who did build a relationship with them and who did write them down on a dream team list. So get started. Get started. Quit acting like you don't have the resources to understand how to recruit. That is a bunch of BS. That's a bunch of BS. The fact that there's not a zillion leaders within this group and Anchored Sense makes no sense to me. But at the end of the day, I can only tell you what works and what I do and what Katie Lassiter does and what Chastity Robinson does and what Ray Ray does and all the other people in our groups who are succeeding. I can only tell you what to do and lead you to water, but I cannot make you drink. So I cannot make you have sponsoring conversations. I cannot make you contribute to your own life and write down your goals so you hold yourself accountable to knowing how many people you want to sponsor a month. I can't make you have conversations with people. I cannot make you decide to have a 2,000 goal PRV so you can make sure that you know you're expanding your customer base by doing that, which in return is going to expand the opportunity for you to share people joining Scentsy. So these are the things that you need to do. So now what I'm going to leave it with, because we're going into December, Scentsy's releasing 3 more products within the next few days. Then it's Black Friday. You have the opportunity to have a ton of conversations right now during the holiday season. A ton. People are going to need bulbs from you. They're going to want their house to smell good for gatherings. They're going to need Christmas gifts. They're going to want free Scentsy. So it's up to you if you want to take it a step further and just share that they can own their own business, that they can get paid off that party, that they can package gift bundles too and they can get paid off of it, that they can take their family to Bermuda, or on a free trip to Scentsy Family Reunion, or to Amsterdam. You know, we've got to stop sitting back on the opportunity. Many of you are just sitting on the opportunity. That's all there is. So at the end of it all, and at the end of every single training I ever do, I try and leave you with one really important tip, even though I had really 3 important concepts in this training. But above all, what I want to say before I go is start now. You're wasting your life. You're wasting your time. You're putting a hold on your business. Some of you have been doing Scentsy for years and you're like, I don't know what to do. Yes, you do, honey. You need to quit doing what you're doing because that's not working. And you need to sit your butt down and get to work and book all the parties so you can meet new customers, so you can have a customer base, and you need to share the opportunity with everybody and their mama. That's what you need to do. But it takes work. That's why you guys aren't doing it, because you don't think that it's going to be productive because you're used to working your 9-to-5 job and getting paid just for clocking in. I get it. Did that for 6 years, bought the t-shirt. However, this business, you're going to get paid off this business when you work in this business. You're going to get a raise in this business when you promote in this business because you're sponsoring consistently. You're going to make real money in this business when you realize that you have to write down your goals, when you realize you have to keep track of who you're having conversations with, when you realize that you have to take it a step further and meet that person for coffee or FaceTime them, get a bag party in their hand, etc. Those are the things it takes to get people to buy into your business. It's not as simple as you throwing your link. Too many of you are just throwing your link to the join opportunity or to your party on Facebook, and you think that's how you are going to grow a business, and it is just not. It's not. Anybody that you guys see that does really well online, I can tell you right now, these Scentsy consultants that kick ass doing all the online graphics and all the online things, you don't see the behind the scenes that they're actually doing, which is probably 5 times more than a lot of other people are doing, because online is hard to have a successful online business. Online businesses, that for people that run Scentsy just online, they're not just sitting back throwing a link up. They're still building connections. So build connections. Start today. You guys have 4 weeks of simple little training videos I gave y'all with tasks to do. And so really, y'all should be sponsoring your butts off, having all the conversations, sharing the join package you've made on here, sharing all the conversations you've had with people that want to join, but you're not doing that because you're not watching the videos that I'm posting and you're not implementing them. And it's sad when I can post this video on YouTube, which I'll post this one as well, and I get so many messages from people just saying, so y'all can understand how blessed you are, and they're like, I'm so glad you put these videos on YouTube for us, people that aren't even in our group, but my own group isn't watching the actual trainings. Guys, y'all need to realize what is in front of you and the trainings y'all are getting, and you need to realize that you have everything to succeed, so it's up to you. If you're not sponsoring, it is your problem, nobody else's. If you don't have high PRV, it is your problem. If you're not getting paid at title, it is your problem in the way you're leading your team, and you need to grow your team. So I really hope that you guys have gotten something out of one of these 4 videos I've done this month, because I really didn't have the time to do them. I just did them because I know that you guys need them. But you can grow a huge team and you can grow a huge business, but you can't do it alone. You've got to sponsor, then you got to train them correctly, and then you got to sponsor again, and then you got to train them correctly. You got to keep doing that every single month. So set your goals high, get to work, and get ready to hear the no's, because it's totally normal and that's fine. All right, guys, bye.